Ladies, gentlemen, voices in my head. As always, it's great to be here. So, folks, I want to just start off by saying, I know some word may have spread around, but yes, today is my birthday. I'm not saying you have to laugh, but if you don't, you might be a dick. And according to the club owners, apparently birthday doesn't give any more extra stage time. So, folks, tell me, who's loving the warm weather we're finally having, huh? Who's loving that? Oh, God, I love summer. But, folks, don't get me wrong. Winter, it has its merits. Because winter is the only time of year that I am happy that I am fat. I am well insulated and shall stay warm until spring, while I get to watch skinny fucks shrivel up and freeze. And folks, if you got a soul and you're looking at me, you're probably saying to yourself right now, he's not that fat. Like, folks, baggy shirt, layman's terms, fat guy cloaking device. My tits are jiggling as we speak. Hey, eyes up here. Yeah. So, folks, despite being a plus-size gentleman, I used to exercise quite a bit. That wasn't a joke. But, yeah, plus, like, I even used to wear a Fitbit. You all know about Fitbits? Yeah, Fitbits are a very special kind of watch because they're the only watch that can tell you how many miles you've masturbated. Hey, a step's a step. God knows I gotta get mine in tonight. You know, folks, I've been doing comedy for like 9 years now, and one thing I've learned is the key to comedy is relatability. So what's something we all have in common? Well, we all take shits, right? Just me? What are the odds? So, here's a fun fact for y'all. So, when you're popping a squat, and you shoot one out, sometimes, when it hits the bowl, the water splashes your ass, right? There's actually a term for this, I shit you not. It's called Poseidon's Kiss. After learning this, it got me to thinking. If they call that Poseidon's Kiss, if you got a bidet and it shoots water up your ass, wouldn't that be Poseidon's French kiss? Yeah. I actually got a bidet story for all of you. So, it's halfway through COVID. Now, the stores are out of toilet paper for some reason we all don't know why. Me being the smart person I am, I thought, I want my ass covered. So what do? I install a bidet in every toilet in my house. Now, each bidet will also have a brown hand towel. The purpose of that is so no ass be dripping. Now, a year and a half passes. My brother comes to visit. Now, he does not know about the bidet, nor does he know about the brown hand towel I keep between the toilet and the sink. And honestly, I might just tell him once he dries his face off again. Yeah. Folks, recently I've been doing some adulting. I got pre-approved for a home loan. Oh, yeah. My loan officer told me this. With my current budget in Vermont, I should use these 3 terms on my online search for a house. Haunted. Bankruptcy. Crack den. Just to be extra frugal, I also included Republican neighbor. Nothing in my budget. Yeah. Folks, I'm sure you're wondering, what's wrong with my house? Well, my house has some issues. My bedroom is in fact haunted. The ghost is a real dick. Yeah, you were stabbed 17 times in this room. Get the fuck over it. But folks, I'm poor. I can't afford an exorcist, so I had to come up with a much cheaper alternative. I started going to bed naked. The ghost is gone now. Some say I scared him off. Others say I made him feel inadequate. I told you, eyes up here. I'm not a piece of meat for all of you. Yeah. I also had some friends over to my house over the last weekend. When they left, they tell me, Max, your house has really good bones. And I'm like, oh shit, you saw the basement. Folks, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't want this to come as too much of a shock, but I'm single. Y'all are dicks. Folks, I'm 27 today, and honestly, it is hard being 27 and single in Vermont because my generation, we lack social skills because of the internet. So what do? We have to rely on the internet to meet people, aka apps. I don't like apps. My past 5 Tinder dates are summed up like this: stood up, friend zone, catfish, jailbait, and vegan. My Facebook relationship status says cursed. And a month ago, I matched with this one woman. The main problem with her was she was a crack dealer. There were 3 things wrong with this. Number 1, she wanted me to drive all the way to New York to get the crack. 2, it was greatly overcharged when the first taste is supposed to be free. And 3, when I asked her, so I guess you're not here to meet people? She says, no, I'm fucking married. I mean, she was better than the vegan, but still. Folks, I'm gonna tell you something, like I'm sure you noticed this, but yes, I have mental problems. What makes me different from any other comic you might see tonight is, I got a doctor's note. I got autism and Asperger's. Don't cheer for that. Yeah, but folks, I want you to know, like, the worst part about Asperger's is not the actual mental condition. It is just the word Asperger's. Because clearly the person who made this word did not sound it the fuck out. I mean, if you're gonna name a mental illness, ask yourself this first: can middle schoolers tear at a new one? Now, folks, I'd normally try to join a campaign to fight to change this, but I'd be a hypocrite if I said I'd never kicked a Big Mac in my back pocket. Plus, I'm actually thinking of opening a restaurant called Asperger's. We're gonna have curly fries, and the waitresses will have short skirts and white tank tops. I'm just gonna say Asperger's. We weren't gonna look you in the eye either. Yeah. Folks, there are a lot of lazy fucks out there who don't want to learn the various degrees of autism. So they just said this: oh, you're just on the spectrum. Like, no, I'm on a shit ton of edibles, and I see a spectrum. Folks, we don't get good representation in the media. There's only 2 types of autistic you'll ever see on TV. Either 14-year-old super genius who's also a doctor, or the guy in the corner making the party awkward. An example of this, Rain Man. I fucking hate Rain Man. How many of you have seen that movie? Terrible movie. Because of that movie, every schmuck that watched it and found out I was autistic, the first thing they did was throw toothpicks in front of me. Have you ever had 536 toothpicks thrown in front of you? It's fucking annoying. Well, over these years, I've learned there's always new stigmas to autism. Like they say, we have super intelligence. Do I have that? Well, I'll tell you these 2 things. It only took me 1 year to graduate tech school, and I also once lost a game of checkers against a chicken. Plus, there's also the stigma now that we're super strong, and there is some truth to that. Because when I was young people would like to crush walnut shells with their bare hands to get that tasty nut meat. Meanwhile, me and my autistics, we'd crush turtle shells with our bare hands to get that tasty turtle meat. Folks, if you're an animal lover and want to confront me after the show, ask yourself this first: are you stronger than a turtle shell? And folks, I like to think I'm an educational comic, so here's a fun fact for you. In the country of Germany, not only is prostitution legalized, but the German government pays and trains said prostitutes to sleep with the elderly and the disabled. And after learning this, I want to know where the cutoff is on disabled. Because if autistics make the list, it is a Vita say America, Guten Abend, Deutschland. You know, folks, I'm going to leave you with this. You all know what my favorite part about being autistic is? I can be late to whatever the hell I want, and none of you can call me tardy. That's my word now. Thank you, you've been great.